It is called America's Game. Army and Navy hits a different chord each year when it comes around. Tradition, pageantry. It's a game like no other. One in which the nation's finest will battle and fight for the privilege to sing second. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport. A rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime. As we'll see the number 23 team in the country, the Navy Midshipmen, taking on the number 1 team in the land, the Army Black Knights. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Black Knights will get us started with the opening kickoff. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. So Navy's offense takes the field for the first time today. All of these players on the field might have a higher calling, but guys, in this one, tough, hard-nosed running games against stout defenses.
And almost every year we go to this game, and there is absolutely nothing like it. The pageantry before the game, on the field, honoring everybody there, and realizing they're not just fighting for a game, they're fighting for everyone in the stands. And so it is one of the coolest scenes every single year.
And there's a lot of pride in this game, too, between Army and Navy and the bragging rights. It's been going on now for decades and for over a century. This game at the end of the college football year, it just means more to these two teams.
And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain. This rivalry started in 1890 when Dennis Mikey, for whom the stadium at West Point is named, talked Navy into playing a game, and the Mids blew him out.
And since that first blowout, obviously, this has been an unbelievable rivalry. So many things about it, honoring the fallen, the march on, the battle of the bands. So many of these things have gone back and forth. But, Jesse, the football is phenomenal. Old-school offenses that will hit you right in the mouth.
It's pretty cool, too, when you think about the history of this rivalry, because back in the day, these were two of the best programs in college football. There have been national championships. There have been Heisman trophies. Not necessarily the same thing today, but when you think about great rivalries in the sport, this is it right here.
So the Army Black Knights offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
Quick pass on the jet motion. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. Army ran all over Navy in the last meeting, the cadets winning in a blowout.
Army really handled everything so great. All this that goes into this game, their stage, all the pageantry before, they handled it very businesslike, and they took care of Navy, and Navy has heard about it for 364 days.
Well, obviously, Navy then, David, they have to come out and they've got to be able to handle their emotions. You know, both academies, they circle this date every single year. This is the biggest game on the calendar, and they've got to do a better job from the very opening whistle all the way through until there's zeros on the clock of staying in control of their emotions to get the lead.
The Black Knights come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They're going to go right back to him on first down. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
And these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. These teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired, but you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now it's time to go out and prove you're the better team.
They're looking at a 3rd down and short from the 33. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. And the Black Knights get enough for the 1st down.
This offense knew coming into this one, guys, how important it was to start early. And on this opening drive for them, they're doing a nice job running the football. They're on 3rd down. They're in a position on the field now. If you're on defense, you got to be ready for a shot throw into the end zone.
Throws to the wideout. Makes the catch. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal. The Black Knights want to pick up the tempo. Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Black Knights!
I think what you love about that opening drive for the offense is the balance. They were able to throw the football to set themselves up into position, and then he carries it in for the TD. You got to be able to keep defenses on their heels, and they did a nice job of that on this opening drive.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. And Navy will go back on the attack. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here, Tom.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit.
He looks that one in nicely. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
Here comes the offense on 2nd down. They go to the ground. Find some space, enough to get 5 to the 22.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these 3rd downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on 2nd down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up 3rd and long, and now you're set up to fail.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. On 3rd and short, they'll go to the power running game. They'll make the stop behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring us to the end of the 1st quarter. Guys, it is Army who carries the lead into the quarter break. We've put 1 in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the 2nd. Navy will have to punt it away. He's got great speed. He'll be guided out of bounds, but not before a nifty return on that one. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. And, David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
They're going to ride this running back. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Off the bootleg, wants to toss it. He's moving out of the pocket. And it's picked off at the goal line. Stop. And he's brought down.
affected the timing between him and his wide receiver. They just weren't on the same page on that one as the defense comes away with the INT.
They'll run the option. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
Not much movement there. It's a gain of 1. Gets him out to the 5. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And guys, they're not going to give up on picking up the first down, but they also need some breathing room for the punter. The back goes in motion. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Navy will have to punt it away. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. A fair catch is called for and made just across the 50-yard line. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, and it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but
trying to beat the D deep. And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp. Guys, they call this America's game because no matter who you root for, you're captivated by this.
Well, and this is just one of those games I think always just stands out just because of the way it looks, right? It's all the uniforms in the stands. It's the pageantry. It's the history of this game. It's the style of football these two teams play as well. It just means so much to these players.
it's so cool, and it's saved for after the Heisman Trophy, after the championship games, when they get the spotlight on them, a well-deserved spotlight for what they do for everyone out there across this country.
They have work in front of them on 3rd and short from the 42. Trying play action. The sweet feet buy a little time. And the missed connection on 3rd down.
Well, the quarterback and his intended target just simply didn't have the timing there. The ball falls incomplete on 3rd, now setting up 4th down.
Perhaps emboldened by converting a 4th down earlier in the game, they'll try a 2nd time. The option look. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on 4th down.
And you could tell he trusted himself. He thought he could take off, get that first down. Just a little too much speed on that defense. They closed that gap so quick. Didn't let him get to the first down marker. Turnover on downs.
Good field position here as they... They're 43. Looking to go up top on 1st down. With the catch, it's Webb. Now on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
The D thinking bring some heat on 3rd and long from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. Getting some heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Navy will have to punt it away. Fourth time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Hauls it in and looking upfield. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on fourth down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll go to the ground. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
Well, you live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. That time the defense called it at the perfect time. The linebacker able to make the stop on a short gain.
And from the offense's perspective, that's probably making a little something out of nothing. Looking downfield, it's Darnold. Going to try to pop one on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
And nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. But that's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, run it up the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
Missed opportunity on offense. QB and receiver just not on the same page there.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. Gonna let it fly. It's caught, and what a job to get the foot down and make it a huge gain along the sideline. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. The play will stand. And the Black Knights have it with a 1st and 10. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Going up top on first down. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Army! Look, it's still early, but we have some real distance being put on the scoreboard right now.
You do. It's early, but you got to find something positive. Right now, everything going in the other direction. So how are you going to respond when you've been hit in the mouth early in this football game? Got to find something positive quick.
And he's going to bring it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here.
And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on. And you're asking this offensive line to hold up in pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Out of the gun, the inside give. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. The give to the fullback. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Navy will have to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Well, that seemed to be prime return territory, but instead he'll set the offense up with great field position. They'd love nothing better than to add a 3 ball here before the break. Everything will have to be clean from 55 yards away. From 55 yards out, and he's got it. Never a doubt. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Navy will kick it deep to get the second half underway. Here's the return from inside his 10. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. They had this lead to start the 3rd quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
He'll try to do it himself. Nice run there, picks up a few, and they'll force him out of bounds.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I'll tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
This is an offense that really sees their identity as being able to run the football. Nice job there picking up the first down.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. They'll give it to the back. Brought down at the 39 after a pickup of 10. It'll be a first down.
In halftime in this locker room, there's a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead. But you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here. And I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
The Black Knights in the hurry up. Fast motion from the offense. To the air, it's Darnold. They're bringing heat. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
This was one of the keys to the game. Could this quarterback, could he extend plays and then make throws in scramble situations? That time, the defense was able to get to him and bring him down for a huge loss.
They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. He fires one deep over the middle. And they fail to hook up on 3rd down. And the Black Knights will bring the punt team onto the field. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Fair catch called for and made. And here comes the Navy offense. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing. used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
Offense gets set for second down. He'll ride his man on the option. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. He makes a catch. And they are pushing the ball down the... Pick up on that one, and the tackle is finally made. Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. The give to the fullback. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. Navy will have to punt it away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. And that one will sail out of bounds. No chance for a return there. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Oh, did he toast the coverage? Got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Black Knights! And the beatdown has ensued.
And this offense is clicking. Another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And Navy will go back on the attack. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
They'll run the option. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And that pass is intercepted. Bringing it back. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
I tell you what, it puts you in a tough position when you're backed up inside your own 20 trying to come out. But when you're a defense and you can force a turnover and you already set your offense up in scoring position, they are going to be extremely happy, and that offensive coordinator is going to look extremely smart.
On the move. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Army! And the punishment has been extended. If these guys wanted to make a statement has been delivered.
It's your job to stop it. Oh, don't run the score up. Well, do something about it. The defense has to step up and make plays. Obviously, they're not willing to do that, so just keep running plays and keep scoring.
And he added the extra point. Guys, it is Army who carries the lead into the quarter break. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. The kickoff team out there and ready to go. On the move from inside is 5. And the returner goes down. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this drive.
Clock is under 4 minutes as they come to the line for second down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. He's got his man. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. Now the defense will try to rise up on 3rd and short from the 21. Looking to throw for it. And the quarterback caught up 2 and sacked at the 12.
You've got to love what you're seeing if you're the head coach of this team, because your defense is simply not resting on their laurels, and they're playing until there's zeros on the clock. They've got a massive lead. We're late in the fourth quarter, and they're still getting sacks.
A fair catch is called for and made just across the 50-yard line. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to...
And he's got it inside the 20. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. This offense thrives on those big, explosive plays, and that one has them set up with a 1st and 10 from the 17. The handoff, keep working on that clock. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Black Knights! And the stomping has commenced. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way, Paul.
I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back, but these guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
Gathering up a head of steam out of the end zone. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. And Navy will go back on the attack. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some 1st downs. Get some positive momentum.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing if they stop the pass, they win the game, and they have done that. Their guys have won one-on-one on islands. They've been able to get to the quarterback. They've been mixing up their looks. They haven't even allowed 100 yards passing in this one, and that's why they are way ahead here in the fourth quarter.
On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Navy will have to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. They'll open this drive and snap it from the 44. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. Offense set on first down. The give to the back. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Line getting set on second down. They'll go to the toss. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. Third and short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? They'll try to pick it up on the ground. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line.
And that's all you want, right? You want that first down, understand the situation, understand I got to get north and south, get a first down, get a new set of downs.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. The Black Knights have it with a 1st and 10. Dropping back, it's Darnold. Fires left. And the ball is picked off. And he will step out of bounds, but what a play to get the ball back for his offense.
Well, the offense turns it over, and talking to their coaching staff before this game, they talked about how important it was to have good ball security and not give the opponent extra possessions. That time, poor decision by the quarterback, and the defense made them pay.
Trying to find his man on first down. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. On target to the left. And he was off to the races, and he gets him to the 45.
Well, this offense has not put their best product on the field today. They've got no points to show for any of their efforts so far, but they've still got a chance. But if it's going to happen, it has to happen now in this 2-minute situation. This is where their playmakers need to step up.
And a quick completion, an even quicker loss. The defense was right there to knock him down.
Love the awareness by the defense here. They're trying to get the running back the ball in space, but the defense was expecting it. They had guys in position. They located the football, and they went and gang tagged.
On second down, he'll let it fly. Got rid of it just in time. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
On third and long, no secret what he needs here. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. Navy will have to punt it away.
And now such a tough situation. Late in this game, you're trailing, but now it's 4th and long. Like, it's one thing if it's 4th and short. This makes it even more difficult. You got to have something dialed up you feel really great about.
The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake fun sometimes if you do choose to rub a little salt in it and keep chucking and keep scoring. I'm here for it, Jesse. Like, your job is to score points. It's my job to stop it. Keep the foot to the accelerator. Keep trying to play ball.
I agree 1,000%. That's like Steve Spurrier back in the day when I was playing for the Gators. You go and play for him because you want the opportunity to throw the ball. So when you get in the game late, you're not handing it off. We were beating Central Michigan by 80-something points. He was still letting us throw the football. It's the defense's job to stop it.
Now the defense will try to keep them on this end on 3rd and short from the 21. Wide out in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling. And the Black Knights headed quickly to the line. Handoff from the gun. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. The offense takes a timeout with 30 seconds left.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. They'll leave it with him. Nice move to keep running. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. The offense will use a timeout. Clock is stopped with 22 seconds left.
And this is exactly where you want to be as an offensive coordinator. Like, when you've got the lead late in the football game, just run the football, eat the clock. Man, they've put a good day together. They've had their way with this defense. A lot of positive things to point to. This is one of those weeks when you watch tape, it's going to be really fun to watch. Not like when you get beat up. A lot of big plays from this offense.
Offense uses a timeout. 17 seconds left on the clock. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Makes a grab enough for the first. And he breaks into the open. Well, they just drained all of the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily. And while this game is all but decided, the offense's job is to score. So they might try to score again. With the run on 1st and goal. And he takes it in on the final play of the game. You played through the echo of the whistle, and they did that with the sealing touchdown.
And some people might say that's piling on, and I get it, but they're not throwing the football all the yard. They're running the football, getting other guys in the football game. It's your job to stop it, and they're just adding stats to the stat column.
The wins keep piling up, and the stakes get higher along with it as this squad remains unbeaten on the season.
Stakes get higher. The pressure starts to mount. Those rivalry games come up late in the season a lot of times for people. So this team has been really dominant throughout the season. Jesse, they got a little bit more to go. Can't get too high just yet.
Yeah, so how much more do they have left in the tank? We know this season has taken a toll